Hello. Once again, I forgot to start the recording on time and lost 5 seconds as a result. And yeah, that's all I can say on this topic. We have the Gruenfeld Defence. I'm gonna play one of the Blitz lines, I like to call it. I am not a big fan of this line in general, but it's really interesting for Blitz because it has some nice tricks behind it. Rook c1, inducing knight b6, now bishop g5. Point is that normally they play c5 at some point, but it doesn't work now. And after h6 I go bishop f4 back. This shouldn't be the most critical move. So yeah, now maybe I can go to either f4 or h4. It's hard to choose. Let's go here. In the normal variation I would put the bishop on f4, but the main reason is that he has this idea of g5 c5 had I gone here, which he is no longer having because the knight is on c6. Alright, Spencer11. Let's see. What do you want? e5? I guess so. How can I prevent it? It's not so easy to prevent, which might be a reason against putting the bishop on h4. Let's see, bishop g3, e5, knight e5, bishop e2. Knight c6 is interesting, bishop d1. I think I'm a piece down at the end. Bishop d6, c d6. I have knight e7, check. I want to try it. I want to try it out, but it's a bit scary. Okay. I'm curious enough. Yeah, he went back. Okay, good call. So now that we got this position, seems like we gained some time. At least one move, if not more. Extra tempo, and the bishop is on g3 instead of f4. Now e5 is his only plan, so how can I undermine it? It's not easy. I guess starting with h3 can make sense, so that now the knight on c6 can become a target if he goes e5. Yeah, and I can try to liquidate to an interesting endgame, where this pawn structure is a bit worse than mine. Exchanging the queens looks like a good idea. Normally I don't like taking before he takes, but leaving the tension is a good idea. But with this structure I'll take any simplification I can get. Now b3 seems thematic against any knight related counterplay here on these squares, and preparing to answer knight d5 with this knight a4 move. Not sure if it's a great idea, because now knight b4 could be annoying. Okay, but now it's definitely not so bad. Bring the king over and try to increase the pressure. Yeah, he's doubling the rooks, but it doesn't seem like the most threatening plan. e4 looks good. Also, in addition to attacking his rook and inducing the exchange, it also limits his knight on e7. And now I'll bring the king over. I feel like it should be quite overwhelming, so let's see, where can I put the king? Let's first put it on d4. Then he has king here. Okay, I won't complain. Knight c5 is almost mating. They move the knight, and then e5 is not winning yet. So let's just go e5 check. Compromising the d5 square, but maybe maintaining some other trumps in the position. Okay, I'll go something Not sure what to do. Let's put the king here first and then see what he does. Okay, I like to take some space. Ah, but knight c3 is a threat. Okay, it's important to be alert to his ideas. Now everything is protected. I can go f4 like I wanted, and then maybe g4, f5, and start improving my position. Continue to improve it, I should say.
Check.
And I can't say it's very easy to exploit my advantage. My technique is suffering.
Check.
Okay, but now his knight is semi-trapped. Unless he goes back. Okay, let's go f5 while I have the chance. 57 seconds left. Have to play faster.
Check. Check.
Not sure what's my plan here. Can I go just h4? Just keep improving slowly.
Check. Check.
He's using the same mechanism.
Check.
I feel like he's enjoying the tempo loss. e6 is always looking so tempting. I shouldn't think. Let's go f6 first. And go here just to see what he does.
Check.
And
Check.
okay, I'm not sure where to put my pieces. I want to go e6 at some point, but I wouldn't like to ruin anything yet. Yeah, this is hanging, so I'd better protect it and then go e6.
Check.
Okay, finally e6 is coming. My advantage is growing.
Time warning.
Okay. 19 seconds should be enough. But I'm not sure what to do. Let's go here. 13 seconds. Oh, I have to be much faster now. Okay, e7 is next, if you'll allow it.
Check.
Yeah, he seems to be very fond of giving checks. I wouldn't blame him, but
Check.
yeah, it's not the best strategy, objectively speaking. Now he's defending my threat. No, he's not. Okay. 7 seconds should be enough. I'll do my best to pre-move my way to victory. Okay.
Check.
Okay, thank you very much.
Check. Checkmate.
Okay, not so bad. And for an ending, yeah, the ending was kind of okay. The game was terrible, at least from my technique point of view. It took too long to gradually improve a relatively simple position. Let's have a look at the game. Okay, so first decision that was relatively important is bishop f4, bishop h4. I'll just ask the silicon friend we have here. Bishop f4. Yeah, usually it's the opposite of what I do. That's how it works when there are difficult choices. So here, but bishop h4 suddenly is also liked by the computer. Okay, now bishop g3, queen back, castle. Yeah, my advantage is very big. d5, wow. One sec. Yeah, h3 was good. Wow, b3 or knight b5 were actually even more impressive. What's the point? Knight b5 if he goes rook c8. Am I going to sack the exchange? I want to see. Okay, so here castle rook e8, knight b5. If he goes rook c8, just h3, and the knight on b5 is quite annoying after, in case he takes here. Okay, knight b5 was a nice move to insert. I missed it. And b3 instead of knight b5 would have been also interesting, because now if he goes in the same manner, I have b3 is more useful than h3 in this ending. Cool. I disconnected, so I'm trying to reconnect so I can observe the game once again. Sorry about this minor setback. Back to the game in a moment. Okay, so h3 was what I played. Takes, e5 takes, and the endgame should be much better for me as I expected. Queen c2 is an interesting move, just keeping the queens on the board. Kind of counterintuitive, at least to me. I'd like to exchange as many pieces as possible in this position. Yeah, now knight takes d5. Yeah, just winning a pawn immediately. Missed it completely. I was too excited with my explanation behind b3, the idea to move the knight here. I forgot to look at the position instead of talking about it. Rook takes d5 was also a logical move to win a pawn immediately, which I honestly saw this move, but I forgot that after knight d5, rook c6 is winning a pawn. So I only thought cd5 is bad, so 2 times I'm missing a capture on d5. Once again, rook d5 is very logical, forcing rook takes and then knight c5, maintaining the pair of rooks on the board might be a good idea. But I was quite convinced that I can win this ending, or at least I have a really good chance.
Check.
Yeah, e5 was not a good idea immediately. I should play knight c5 first, threaten mate. And the reason I didn't play it was because he moves the knight, but now e5 becomes much stronger with his passive knight. And yeah, my advantage is growing. And if he plays f6, f4 is all the same, e5 is coming. I saw it and misevaluated it once again. But still, position is quite good. e6 is an interesting attempt. I missed that here I have this simple move knight d7, but I'm still not sure what's the point. Knight e4 is not as convincing, yeah. Knight d7, and if he defends like this, king c5, I see. So this was the point, and here I have g3 followed by a lot of waiting moves, and he can't, he's almost in Zugzwang. Okay. Okay, e6 would have been a move I would expect myself to find, just immediately forcing the matters and making it much easier for me. e6 now was still valid, but I wanted to avoid knight c3. Yeah, my position is still quite good. Overall, I don't see any big blunders or any serious things I can improve. Other than my time management, of course, but that goes without saying. Nothing special going on here. Yeah, okay, very logical things took place, but my technique was awful here. So e7 immediately just would have finished the game from objective point of view. This was a mistake, allowing knight h3. Now knight a6 would have been the wise choice, which I missed. So despite being on top throughout the entire game, I missed a lot of positive ways to finish him off. So I can't be too happy about my play nor my technique. Yeah, so the finish was okay. Mating is always nice. So I can't say I'm too proud of my play. I should be able to use my advantage better and properly finish my opponent off on the first chance I am given. Usually in over the board chess, when playing against strong opponents, Also in Blitz, if you don't use your first tactical chance, they won't give you too many. So it's a good idea to be alert. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this post-mortem analysis and the game that came before it. If you want to learn some more, then keep watching the next videos.